28-3, 28-3, 28-3. It's a score that lives in infamy and a moment that will never be forgotten here in Atlanta, but both sides bring in new teams, new quarterbacks, and 7-2 records as Ray Gilbert and the Atlanta Falcons take on the New England Patriots led by reigning MVP Mitchell Trubisky. Opening drive, Patriots facing 3rd and 7 where Trubisky looks to throw and finds Ryan Izzo over the middle for 13 yards to convert. 3 plays later, 3rd down again where Trubisky fakes and has N'Keal Harry for 15 yards and a 1st down into Atlanta territory. Then on 2nd and 12, it's Trubisky throwing again and he finds Braxton Berrios who avoids tacklers and has a 37-yard gain down inside the 1. And that leads to Sony Michel scoring from 1 yard out on the very next play, and the Patriots strike first as they take an early 7-0 lead. 4th play of the ensuing drive, Ray Gilbert keeps it himself and has lots of room to run, and he's got the 1st down and 25 yards down inside the Patriots 40. Then facing 3rd and inches, the give goes to Devontae Freeman, who has a lane, gets the blocks he needs, and is gonna score from 28 yards out, his 1st touchdown of the year, and the Falcons answer right back to tie things up at 7. 2nd quarter now, New England with 3rd and 5 where Trubisky's throwing and stands in before finding tight end Delanie Walker, who has the 1st down and bulldozes his way to a 26-yard gain. Later in the drive, Patriots just across midfield where Trubisky fakes and is throwing again where he wants it all, firing deep for the end zone, but Keanu Neal says, "I'll take that, thank you very much," and Neal's 5th pick of the year gives possession back to Atlanta as we remain tied at 7. Patriots get it right back, and on 3rd and 9, it's Trubisky going back to tight end Delanie Walker for 19 yards to convert. Next play, and it's Sony Michel up the middle, breaking a tackle and picking up another Patriots 1st down. Then on the following play, Trubisky throwing and wants Delanie Walker, but it's intercepted by Foye Oluokun. He brings it back to the New England 43, and it's back-to-back picks by Trubisky as Atlanta once again looks to take the lead. And on their 1st play, it's Gilbert hitting Calvin Ridley on the slant, and he jukes forward for 14 yards and the 1st down. Next play, and it's going to be McCole Hardman on the jet sweep. He cuts upfield, gets outside, and has 16 yards and another 1st down. Next play again, and it's back to Hardman through the air this time, and he's down inside the 5 to the 1 to make it 1st and goal. Then on 2nd and goal, it's Gilbert faking and being immediately dropped by Kamu Grugier-Hill for the sack, pushing Atlanta back to the 10. And on 3rd and goal, Patriots bring the blitz. Gilbert stands in and delivers to Austin Hooper for the 10-yard score, and the Falcons take their 1st lead of the day, going up 14-7. Patriots looking for points before half, and their drive starts with Sony Michel breaking tackles, truck sticking Casper, and picking up 13 yards. Next play, Trubisky drops the throw, and he's going to have Zay Jones over the middle and into Atlanta territory for a 16-yard gain. Then facing 3rd down with 2 minutes left, it's Trubisky throwing and completing to Braxton Berrios for 11 yards to convert. Next play, Trubisky throwing again and fires downfield where he's got N'Keal Harry, Deuce Douglas, hit sticks, Bruce Willis, and Harry's into the end zone for a 32-yard score, and we are tied up at 14 apiece. Falcons looking for points of their own, and on their 1st play, it's Gilbert standing in and finding Calvin Ridley for 14 yards and a 1st down. Next play, it's Gilbert throwing again, and he goes right back to Ridley, who's got 11 more yards right to midfield. 3 plays later, 1st down from the 36 with 28 seconds left, and Gilbert's moving to his left and will eventually take off, picking up 13 yards and another 1st down. Falcons use their last timeout, and with 19 seconds left, Gilbert's throwing and fires to Calvin Ridley, who makes the catch and is brought down at the 1-yard line. Falcons rush to the line but can't get the spike in time, and we head to the break all tied up at 14. Patriots' 1st play of the 2nd half, and it's Sony Michel bouncing it outside and picking up 13 yards and a 1st down to start the drive. Next play, Trubisky looking to throw and goes deep downfield to Zay Jones. Deuce Douglas is there, but nothing happens, and it's a 47-yard catch. Then with 3rd and 4 from the 5, Trubisky throwing again, but his pass is off the mark and incomplete. Dustin Hopkins comes on, nails the 22-yard field goal, and the Patriots take a 17-14 lead. Ensuing drive, Falcons near midfield, but on 3rd and 3, Gilbert throws to Devontae Freeman, who's tackled shy of the marker. Offense stays on the field where 4th and 1 is exterminated by fullback Jordan Buggs. Next play and move the chains again as Devontae Freeman takes it right up the middle for 10 more. 2 plays later, Gilbert with the fake to Freeman and has Austin Hooper wide open for another 16 yards and 1st down. 2 plays later again, Gilbert throwing, stands in and has Austin Hooper down the seam for a 24-yard touchdown. his second of the day, and the Falcons take a 21-17 lead. Atlanta takes over minutes later, and on their second play, it's Gilbert right back to Hooper, who's wide open and into New England territory for a 32-yard gain. 3 plays later, it's Casey Rivers up the middle for 9 yards and just shy of the marker, and that sets up 2nd and inches where Jordan Buggs takes the give, and the exterminator refuses to go down as he runs through 3 Patriot defenders and is going to score a 26-yard touchdown to give the Falcons an 11-point lead. First play of the 4th quarter, 3rd and 5 for the Patriots, where Trubisky's throwing and goes to Zay Jones, who makes the catch and has 30 yards into Atlanta territory. 3 plays later, 3rd down again, and this time it's Trubisky finding Delaney Walker for 19 yards and another first down. Then on 2nd and 2, Trubisky hits Jacoby Myers for 5 yards to make it 1st and goal, but 3 plays later, it's Trubisky looking to throw again, moving to his left, and his pass sails out of the end zone incomplete. Dustin Hopkins comes on, and the 23-yard field goal makes it a 1-score game as New England cuts the Falcon lead to 8. Ensuing drive, 3rd and 3, where Gilbert looks to throw, gets flustered and tries to escape, but Derek Barnett takes him down for a 15-yard loss, and the Patriots are going to get the ball right back. And they waste no time as their first play is Trubisky faking the give, standing in and finding a wide-open Zay Jones for 38 yards into Falcon territory. Next play, Trubisky throwing again, and it's Zay Jones wide open again for 22 yards to make it 1st and goal. And on the next play, it's Sony Michel taking the give and finding his way into the end zone for the 4-yard score, and the Patriots are a 2-point conversion away from tying the game. And they would do just that as Michel takes the give again, survives the hit, and in a matter of minutes, an 11-point lead evaporates as we're all tied up at 28. Falcons looking to answer, and their first play is Devontae Freeman picking up 13 and a first down on the ground. Next play, and the touch pass goes to Casey Rivers, who gets the edge, turns upfield, and has 11 yards and another first down. Falcons keep rolling as on the following play, Gilbert fires to McCole Hardman for a 22-yard gain. Then facing 2nd and 9, Gilbert throwing again, steps up, but Poona Ford hits him, ball comes out, Falcons recover, but it's going to be 3rd and 13. And on 3rd and long, Gilbert throwing, drifts to his left and takes off where he looks like he's going to get the first down, but is stopped right at the marker and short to bring up 4th and 1. Offense stays on the field, and the give goes to Freeman, who goes nowhere, and the Falcons turn it over. So Patriots looking for the lead, and it takes 1 play to cross midfield as Trubisky stands in with all day to throw and eventually heaves a prayer that finds the hands of N'Keal Harry for a 36-yard gain. Next play, Trubisky throwing again and has Ryan Izzo over the middle, who avoids the hit stick and has 19 yards to the Falcons' 24. Then on the following play, Falcons bring the blitz and Deion Jones gets home for the sack, and it's an 8-yard loss on Jones's 4th sack of the year. So 2nd and 18, where Trubisky fakes and wants N'Keal Harry, and I have no idea what Isaiah Oliver is doing. It's a 32-yard score, and the Patriots have taken a 7-point lead. 2 minutes to go, Gilbert throwing and doesn't even stand a chance as Jawan Williams drops him for the sack. 3rd and 14 now, where Gilbert is again throwing and fires to Calvin Ridley, who makes the catch but is tackled shy of the marker. And on 4th and 2, it's Gilbert finding McCole Hardman for 6 yards to keep the Falcons' chances alive. 2 plays later, Gilbert throwing and he stands in, steps up and delivers a strike to Hardman for 28 yards. Next play, Gilbert throwing again, steps up and has Calvin Ridley over the middle for 19 yards as he drags a tackler down to the 10. Falcons out of timeouts, Gilbert throwing and almost ends the game with a terrible pass that's nearly intercepted. 22 seconds left, Gilbert throwing again, drifting back and scrambles to his right and throws to Casey Rivers, who makes the catch but doesn't get both feet in, so make it 3rd down. And next play, Gilbert throwing and he goes to Calvin Ridley, who's going to be tackled shy of the goal line. Falcons have to hurry, but they're not going to get a playoff. And it's disastrous memories of Super Bowl 54 past as the Falcons choke away an 11-point 4th quarter lead and lose 35-28 to the Patriots. Mitchell Trubisky throws for 478 yards in a game that sees over 1,000 yards of total offense, and it's 2 heartbreaking losses in a row for the Falcons, who will look to get back on track next week against the Saints. Well, that's fitting, I guess. In Super Bowl 54, the Falcons were outscored 19-0 in the fourth quarter and lost 34-28 in overtime. And here we get outscored 18-0 in the fourth quarter and lose 35-28. So if you're an actual Falcons fan, I apologize from the bottom of my heart for what you just had to witness. I've absolutely failed you, and all I can offer is my sincerest apologies. But moving on here, we had one negotiation this week, and it was with Russell Gage Jr., who I've decided to let walk. I've got a pretty solid group of receivers with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Woods, and Mecole Hardman, so I don't really need much beyond that, and I'll probably look to add something either in free agency or after the draft to take his spot. Next up is scouting, where there was no new draft stories this week, so it's straight to the draft board, where we start with cornerback Kirby Henry, who is a first-round projection but a second-round true talent. Then we have left tackle Antoine Langham, who is both a third-round projection as well as true talent. And then lastly is another corner in Pearson Martin, who is a fifth-round projection and a fourth-round true talent. We had three players to upgrade this week, starting with rookie second-round defensive tackle Kari Richmond, who goes up 1 point in both awareness and finesse moves, as well as 2 points in tackle to sadly leave the 69 club and become a 70 overall. Next up is John Kaminsky, who has sadly refused admission to the 69 club as he remains at a 68 with a 1 point increase to acceleration and a 2 point increase to his finesse moves. And then lastly is right tackle Sylvester Lambert, who remains at a 67 overall after receiving 1 point upgrades to his pass block power and run block power ratings. Time to go around the league, where Week 11 kicked off with a Broncos 28-24 win against the Beats. Giants, Dolphins, and Redskins all pick up road victories. Eagles and Lions tie in Detroit. Colts beat the Titans, and the Texans and Ravens both win at home. Panthers take down the Saints. Vikings win 16-13 against the Steelers, and the 49ers drop the Cardinals 28-10. Raiders upset the Cowboys at home, while the Seahawks win 21-6 over the Rams. Then both primetime games in 28-21 as the Browns take down the Packers and the Bears take down the Bengals. So taking a look at the standings, it's the Patriots moving to 8-2 in the East with a 2-game lead over the Dolphins, with the Jets at 3-6-1 and the Bills at 2-7-1 sitting behind. In the North, the Browns have a 1-game lead at 7-3 over the 6-4 Ravens. The 5-5 Bengals are 2 games back of first place, with the 2-8 Steelers basement dwelling at the bottom. Texans lead the South, but only by a half game over Jacksonville, while the 5-5 Colts are a game and a half back, and the last place Titans are still in the hunt at 4-6. Then out west, the Broncos have taken control of the West at 8-2 with a 2-game lead over Matt Ryan and the 6-4 Beats. Chiefs are 3 games back at 5-5, with the 4-6 Raiders only a game back of them in last place. On the NFC side, it's the Cowboys at 7-3 in first place of the East, with the Giants 2 back, Washington 3 back, and the 2-7-1 Eagles sitting in last place. Similar story in the North, as the Vikings lead at 7-3 with the second place Bears at 5-5 and 2 games back. Then out of playoff contention with 6 games remaining are the 2-8 Packers and the 1-8-1 Lions. Another loss has the division lead shrinking as we sit at 7-3, and now with only a 2-game lead over the 5-5 Panthers. Saints behind them at 4-5-1, and then the 1-9 Buccaneers bringing up the rear. And lastly out west, it's the NFC best 8-2 Seahawks in first place, with the 7-3 49ers just a game back. Rams are 5-5 and 3 games back, with the 4-6 Cardinals in last place 4 games back. The Week 11 AFC Offensive Player of the Week is salt on the wound as Mitchell Trubisky takes it home. Trubisky completed over 70% of his passes for a whopping 478 yards, along with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in their 35-28 win earlier. The offensive award for the NFC goes to Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz. The former second overall pick was 34 of 46 passing for 451 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Eagles played 4 quarters and a full overtime period just to smooch their sister after a 24-24 tie against the Lions. Shifting to the defensive side of the ball, it's 12th year safety Rashad Jones of the Dolphins winning the AFC award. Jones had 6 tackles, a pass deflection, and 2 interceptions as Miami picked up a 24-18 road win against the Jets. Then on the NFC side, the Week 11 award goes to Dante Jackson of the Panthers. The 4th year quarterback out of LSU made 4 tackles and intercepted Saints quarterback Jacoby Brissett twice, returning 1 for a score as the Panthers took down the Saints 38-28 this week. Passing leaders are once again the same this week, as our own Ray Gilbert leads the way in passing yards, just 2 shy of 3,000. Then leading with 27 passing touchdowns and a 132.9 passer rating is Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield. The rushing leaders also remain the same this week, as the Giants' Saquon Barkley has 1,263 yards rushing and an even 7 yards per carry clip, which are both good for a league best, and the same can be said for James Conner's 10 rushing touchdowns. Once again, the leaders are the same in all 3 receiving categories, as the Titans wide receiver Adam Humphries leads in both catches with 64 and yards with 980, and then still leading the way with 10 touchdown catches is the Redskins' Albert Wilson. And wrapping up with the defensive leaders, it's Tremaine Edmonds of the Bills leading in tackles, Von Miller of the Broncos leading in sacks, and our own Keanu Neal moving into a tie of first place with 5 interceptions on the year. As we look forward to Week 12, it all starts on Thanksgiving with the Eagles and Cowboys in the morning and the Bucs Panthers at night. Moving to Sunday, the 7-3 49ers head to Minnesota to take on the 7-3 Vikings, while the Rams and Giants face off in New York. Broncos head to Arrowhead to face the Chiefs, while the Colts and Texans play a big AFC South game. Steelers and Kirk Cousins travel to Brooklyn to face the Beats, and the Bills take their 2-7-1 record to New England to take on the Patriots. 6-4 Ravens at 6-4 Jacksonville. We head to New Orleans looking to bounce back from consecutive heartbreaking losses. The Bears are on the road at Detroit, and it's a huge game for the defending Super Bowl champs as they look to get over 500 against the Browns in Cleveland. Jets head to Tennessee, and the Seahawks host the Cardinals. Then on Sunday night, it's the 4-6 Redskins at the 2-8 Packers, and wrapping up the week is the 4-6 Raiders traveling all the way across the country to take on the 6-4 Dolphins on Monday night. But that's gonna do it. Obviously, a horrible outcome in today's video, and once again, I apologize to any actual Falcon fans that had to watch that and relive that experience, but it is only the regular season, and there's a possibility we see them down the line, so stick with me. I know it's tough, but it's not done yet. But thank you guys for tuning in, and